before the video, starts, don't leave. There's a reaction video after this scary video. Go enjoy it. Skip ahead if you want. This is my first video on Storyfire, so enjoy if you like. I'll be posting more, and there's a YouTube channel. Go there too. Maybe you're seeing this on YouTube. Go to the Storyfire. Help each out. Do me a favor. Maybe I'll be saying things on Storyfire that I won't be putting on YouTube, and vice versa. Do something. Help me. Anyways, I know the quality of the video isn't the best. Try and deal with it until I improve a little. Give me a week or two. Thanks for understanding.
This happened when I was a kid. I was in the 5th grade, and my friend, let's call him Ethan, invited me over to his place. He lived right by the ocean, and if you walked through the forest for half a mile, you'd reach a nice beach with a diving board. When I got to his house, we hung out, played video games, and talked.
Just gonna watch the video,
typical kid stuff.
see
Then
how
we
I
decided to go
do
to the
it for
beach.
you.
It
See if
wasn't
I
too far
still
away,
get
and we knew we could
scared.
get back in time for
Not
dinner.
that I really
So
did
we
last
set
time.
off.
One part just caught
To
me.
make the trip more adventurous,
Super
we decided to
off guard.
bushwhack our own path. After walking a couple of minutes, we hit a tall fence. Crap, Ethan exclaimed. Well, I guess we'll have to go back. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I spotted something. The
He's on
fence went
point
about 8 meters long and then stopped.
with these.
My jaw dropped. There was a house. It was an old cabin with boarded up windows. The planks were falling off, and you could see the old insulation underneath. It was gray in color and had flecks of blue paint. The fence led up to the side of the house, stopped, and then continued on the other side.
Yeah,
What scared me the most was that there was no road. I mean, not even a clearing to get to the road. You'd have to walk 20 minutes. Kevin, come on, Ethan yelled from behind me. Look at this, I shouted back. Ethan walked up to me, and his jaw dropped. There was no door, just a frame, and peering through the frame, we could see that there was a
Hearing
back
something
door,
horrifying in
also
the
with no
woods.
frame. All we had to do was walk through the house, then we could get to the beach. I looked at Ethan. Should we do it? I asked him. He shrugged. I don't see why not, he responded. Inside the house was dark, despite the sunlight pouring in through the door. We advanced slowly through the house, and Ethan pointed to the door. As we reached the door, I peered up the stairs. I grabbed Ethan and shoved him out the door. What was it? He said, as soon as we got away. My whole body shook. I must be going mad, I thought to myself. Eventually, I explained it to him. As we reached the door, I wanted to take one last look at the house. I glanced up the stairs.
This is
and I
going to be
saw
on
the
YouTube
shadowy
and
outline of
Storyfire, so if you're seeing it on one,
all I could see were eyes
it's on the other
staring back
two.
at me,
So if you like
and
watching it
crooked
on
grin.
something, and for on
Ethan and I took another
Storyfire,
route back
first
home,
video,
and
so
we told Ethan's mom.
what's
She
good?
laughed at
Hope
us
you
and said
enjoy.
she'd been that way
Tell me
many
if my
times
voice
and there
sounds
was no
horrible and I
house.
should find another way
And we were angry because
to
she
put
didn't
my
believe
voice
it.
out
So we
because,
got out our cameras and went back
I
the
bet
next
I'm
day.
not getting the best of
When we got
audio
there,
right now.
There was no house. It was just gone. No clearing, nothing. To this day, Ethan and I still wonder what it was. Was that man just a homeless person, or maybe he was something much, much worse? I suggested to Ethan a theory that scares me to this day. I had been reading about Russian folklore, and a page caught my attention.
Dying horror
It was a story
situations.
about a witch named
They're literally
Baba
like
Yaga who had a
taunting
moving
the
house.
Advent horror.
She
They're
would
like,
eat naughty children.
I wonder
and
what'll
parents
happen
used
if
to
we
use it
go
to scare
touch
children.
it or go looking for
Was
it.
this a witch?
I wonder what
I guess we'll never know for sure.
is what. The hide and seek and damn it, I couldn't
was
read
in
it
my
all.
early teenage years during this time. My family and I went on vacation in a village which had a forest rumored to be haunted. There was a cemetery in the forest. It was a little far away from the village, near a lake.
I can pause. I'm just gonna
We
keep
weren't
going.
actually supposed to go to that forest, but my cousins thought it would be fun to play hide and seek at night. We were given some rules. We weren't
No
allowed to
flashlight,
take our
no
phones or
phone.
flashlights with us. As
Man,
planned, we all met in
y'all
front of
were
our
just
farmhouse
set
at
up to
midnight.
die from the.
Me and my younger sister, who was 7 years old at that time, were the youngest out of
It
everyone.
is a shame
So my older
watching these
cousin
children
decided to
die.
help us hide. He was 22 at that time, and he wanted to make sure we didn't get lost. After we chose who was going to be the seeker, we parted ways, trying to find the best hiding spot. My older cousin just
One
wanted to
tricked him in
win,
his.
so he took us to the cemetery. He said, "She'll obviously be too afraid to enter the cemetery. I think this will be a best hiding spot for us." Although my younger sister kept telling us not to go there, we shut her off, telling her she was just a kid and would make us get caught. To this day, we wish we would have listened to her. It was getting darker. It was almost 2 a.m. Then all of a sudden, the cemetery lights went out. My sister's hand tightened around my hand. My cousin was obviously scared too.
It's
We could only hear
spooky.
the sound of wind and stray dogs barking at the backside of the cemetery. But then, we heard digging noises. I still remember that horrifying sound.
That won't lead to anything
At a
wrong.
distance, we could see an old man with ruffled hair and dirty clothes, digging a grave with his bare hands.
That man going at it.
He was making hissing noises while he dug. All of us stood there frozen. We didn't know if we should scream or run away. My cousin held our
Man,
hands and
that man
started
know
to
how to
slowly lead
dig.
us to the entrance, trying not to make any noise. He whispered, "We have to get out of here." My sister was almost on the verge of crying. But to ruin everything,
Rich in
stepped
that
on a
hole.
broken
They better
bridge,
be going
making
for
a
some
loud
jewelry,
noise.
and he stepped on a
The
stick.
stranger shot up his head toward our direction, and his lips curved in a creepy smile. "Run!" my cousin yelled, quickly picking up his sister and running away as I followed closely behind them. Thankfully, the man was weak and couldn't run any faster. He stopped at the middle of
You
the
can get
cemetery,
away.
staring at
That's
us
how that
with his
works.
hazel eyes.
You need to give him
A few
bait.
days later, we found out that the man had been caught by the police. He was a criminal who dug up dead bodies, stored drugs in them, and sent them off to other nations to sell drugs. He was caught once, but successfully escaped.
This
If he
dude running
wasn't
away
so
from the
old and
cops.
weak, I'm afraid that
Just
we
like-
might have ended up being a couple of dead bodies too.
Oh, damn. Girl in my house wants to play with me.
Hi, my name is Alyssa, and I'm 15. A few months ago, something strange happened to me. To this day, I can't explain exactly what happened.
But I freaked out
I
on
was
him.
relaxing at my house.
Like a part
doing
of
some
it
schoolwork
scared
on my
me,
laptop. Being home
but I
alone never bothered
forget
me.
which part.
After about 2 hours of being alone, I decided to go get some ice cream from the freezer. As I headed back with ice cream to my room, I heard someone bang on the front door. I never answer the doors, and I always make sure they're locked when my parents
I'm
leave.
alone.
I decided
a
it
horror
was the
movie.
mailman, and that
First
he would
thing
set
you
the
do,
package down and
call the
leave.
cops.
Then I heard
Second
the
thing you
bang
do,
again,
wrap
but
wrap
louder.
a
I was
wrap a
confused,
rosemary around
so
one
I went
hand,
to my dad's
wrap a
office,
rosemary
since
around
he
your
had a
other
window
hand,
facing the front
dip
porch.
them shits in some
The
holy
second
water,
I grabbed
and
the
get
door
ready to
handle of his
box.
office, my parents' bedroom door slammed shut right next to
A
me.
horror gonna
I screamed.
go down
Our
with
air
some
conditioning was broken at the time, so there was no way it could have been the air. I looked at the door, ran to the other side of
Leave.
the house, and called my mom to see if she was expecting anyone over. "No, Alyssa," she said. And those two words made my
Jump
heart
out the
beat faster than it ever has. My phone disconnected,
not that
and I
hard.
started hearing footsteps coming towards me from down the hallway. I ran and hid behind a door in our living room.
You been
I knew
found.
I'd be out of sight.
You
since I
ain't no
used to
hide and
hide
seek
there as a
champion.
child. I called my close friend Emily, who always knew how to calm me down in crazy situations. She told me to go and lock myself in my room. As she was talking, I started to hear doors open and slam shut along with footsteps, and the voice of a little girl saying, "I'm going to find you," over and over. I started crying,
That,
and when
huh?
the noise stopped, I ran to my bedroom door. When I grabbed the handle and was about to go in, I heard it again. The little girl was in my room and said, Come here, Alyssa. I want to play. Come here. I ran to the guest bathroom and locked myself in. I started to hear knocking on the bathroom door and the voice.
Oh,
Don't you
no,
want to play,
damn.
Alyssa? We could have a lot of fun. I started screaming back. Hell no, just leave me alone.
Typical don't like.
She started laughing. The
No.
knocking
What?
and laughter grew louder and louder. And then it started sounding like that thing, started to walk away.
Bro, what?
Still laughing and knocking. Then I couldn't hear it anymore. My grandpa came into the house yelling, Alyssa, it's Grandpa. You can come out, you're safe. I ran as fast as I could to my
Your old
grandpa.
ass.
Later on, I found out that after my phone cut out on my mom, she sent my grandpa to check on me. Once I told my grandpa that a little girl had gotten into the house, we went around the house searching
Did
for her.
happily
We
ever
never
after.
found anything. All the windows and the doors were locked. The garage was closed up tight, and nothing was broken into. I hate being home alone now, and being in
She
my room,
survived. She's doing okay.
but I've learned
Not a
to
creepy
cope.
bitch. Ah, slap.
The hell out of you trying to scare me. I remember now that was the one.
When I was about
Turning
9
her
years
head,
old,
going red.
I was in my swimsuit, ready
What
to go to
in the
St.
hell? I don't
My brother and I had made a pillow
not
fort,
remember this
and it
one.
was still there from the night before.
It's a little
I
Billy.
had crawled underneath the coffee
Little
table,
Billy.
where a blanket went over it, blocking out the outside world. I have no idea why I stuck my foot outside of the blanket, but I did. A dark black sock crawled creepily towards my foot and slowly slid over it. The sock was cold, and I felt odd. I recognized the sock. It looked just like the one my mom had. I called out my mom's name and my brother's name, but there was no response, only silence. I walked to the window, but when I looked out, there was nothing out of the ordinary. I saw my cat staring at me with a weird look on her face. Then, I was horrified when I heard the shower running upstairs. My mom was still in the shower, and my dad was at work. I ran up the stairs to find my brother spinning on the chair in my parents' room. I asked him if he went downstairs, and he told me he had nothing to do with the situation. I told my mom what had happened, but she didn't believe me. She said that I was probably hallucinating and that it was just the cat. But I know what I saw, and the look on my cat's face is still fresh in my memory.
Bro, what that cat do?
End of the video, so I'm gonna talk.